Hi, Cancer. So these are going to be your love messages for June 2020. Death is showing here in the middle, next to Five of Swords and Queen of Swords. So there is a feeling of unfulfillment. There's a feeling of uncertainty, and there could be resistance as well. There's something that you're coming into that feels pretty grand. There's a lot of transformation. There's a lot of transformation that's currently here. But within these changes, it could feel like a burden for you. It could feel like heavy weight for you to carry. In front of you, you see the change. But when you turn back, you experience this sorrow, but you also experience a lot of love. There are things that you don't want to walk away from. There may be things that you don't know how to walk away from, yet you do want to walk away from it. Within the beginnings that you are witnessing and that you are connecting to, and you feel what is going to be the beginning. You feel what is going to start off as the beginning. You see this change, yet you're contemplating about it. I think because this transformation holds so much power that you may not feel strong enough for it. Deep down, you may know that you're strong. You may know that you're strong enough for this, but you may start to act like you don't, or try to tell yourself that you can't. But this is exactly what's being brought out of you. Your light, your power, your strength. This impact is necessary because it will show the truth in others and within yourself. Check out Gemini's reading. There could be a message in there for you. What else do we have in love for Cancer? Love messages for June 2020. Cancer. Justice. Sometimes we may feel like things need to look a certain way in order for us to give a response, to have one. But what if all what you felt and what you feel alone are your answers? When will you decide to move? Something can be shown to you only to prove to you, to reassure you on how it may not be good for you. on how it's just not what you need anymore. And that how you're coming in to enlightenment, how you're coming to think bigger is what brings in some sort of restoration, is what brings in the full circle. Something comes to you, however that may look, to show you that there is no actual confusion at play here. It is what you're influencing yourself with. It is what you're creating. It's what you're creating in your own mind, on your own. Falling deeper into the illusion. Knight of Pentacles comes out. Six of Cups is in reverse at the bottom of the deck. Understanding that where you feel yourself energetically, spiritually, emotionally being guided to, where you're being guided towards, there is infinite possibilities within this journey, and there is infinite abundance for you. You know that within an ending, so much can come out of it. So much newness can come out of this ending. And you know that there's so much that you can bring to the table. There's so much that you can create. There's so much that you can manifest from this. But yet there may still be a part of you that feels like you need someone else's validation in order for it to come true, in order for it to happen. When all you need to do is face the situation with yourself. Look at yourself. Communicate with yourself. And add more logic to the dynamic. Really look at it for what it is. And put those pieces together on how you can create your own fulfillment. It is that simple. It just doesn't feel that simple. But it's because you are having trouble letting go. You find yourself in another direction, and then you find yourself in another direction, and then you find yourself back where you were. So it's like you get a taste of the newness, you get a taste of the sweet. You get a taste of the freshness, of something, you find yourself going through the pages. It's like you're running on these pages. And some of them you could be skipping over. You're like this small person in a book. At one point, it could feel like a playground. And then at another point, it could feel like survival. Like you're trying to survive, not getting crushed by this book. In this open book, not knowing when it's gonna close, but feeling that rapidness, that tension, that it feels fast. But you know, it's like you try to find where it is that you have control. In what situations do you feel like you have the control? Let me do this again. I'm going to put that back. So, love messages for Cancer, June 2020. Love messages for Cancer, June 2020. The Unknown card comes out. So it's like you may not be willing to move if you don't see something come out of it. The outcome is uncertain. We don't know of the outcome, and you don't know of the outcome, but because you know that, because you know that you don't know, because you are aware of what you don't know, there could be no movement. Not knowing scares you, but having the ability to still stop your own self in your own tracks without really recognizing it, that feeds into the situation even more. That blocks you only more. Still thinking that waiting on a higher power not a higher power, but something or someone, some kind of entity that you feel has power over you, you rather still wait. You rather wait for there to be a response coming out of that energy, rather than yourself. going to pull a couple more, then we're going to close it out. Three of Swords. Oh my God. Cancer. Things could feel slow. Waiting on someone could feel slow. Waiting on an offer, waiting on change, waiting on some kind of response could feel slow. But understand that there are so many other details that are being put together within these shifts and transitions happening, within all this change. It is a process. Your change is a process as well. I think there's more that you need to identify here. There's more for you to look at, because I feel like you don't want to look at it. And this is how the cycle of pain regenerates. It comes back. It comes back in some form to show you that the cycle is never ending if you keep moving in this way, if you keep seeing things in this way. It's moving beyond. It's expansion. It's surrendering. It's letting go. I hear that. And I'm seeing you right now with your chest out. Your heart chakra is open. And the light coming from your chest is so bright, you can't see anything. There's other things, there's other pieces, that you need to put together in this puzzle. There are things that you may need to connect with on a more meditative way. If you have to think about something and come up with an idea or a decision, it may require you to use more logic right now, and you may not like that so much. So incorporate what you know best. Incorporate parts of you to make this easier. To make it feel more comfortable for you to get through, because you can get through this. Regardless of how things turn out, or what's being cherry-picked or chosen, it doesn't matter. There's still a mission for you to complete here. There's still things that you need to provide within yourself. This is still your self journey. And there are things for you to endure. And there's something for you to follow through, go through. Page of Swords comes out. And then the Hangman shows up again. So I'm going to show you this. So now Queen of Swords, Six of Swords, and Page of Swords are all here. Let me show you. So I feel like the outcome and the focus are your thoughts, your words, and how how it's all placed inside. What does the placement of that look like internally? Because how it's placed internally connects to how it comes out. How will you express what needs to be expressed? How will it come out? How will you say it? Where are these feelings coming from? How do they connect? Let it be known. I feel the need to say. Don't get lost and sidetracked about all these things that are coming to your mind that you feel like you need to express. I feel like that's why the Hangman is here, because it's how you do this. It's how you do it that will tell the rest. This is also about patience, Cancer. Okay. I love you.